everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's just so exciting to finally say welcome back to my channel. But anyways, today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, and I'm getting ready for date night possibly, or a late lunch, because today is my anniversary. You guys. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what look I'm going for as yet, but I think I'm gonna do something smoky and very neutral. I'm not sure what lip I'm gonna go for, but probably a nude lip as always. So if you guys want to see that, then stick around, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. So the first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my face. I already did, but I like to moisturize again before I do my makeup. So I'm going to be using this moisturizer from the Body Shop, the Vitamin E Moisture Cream 48 Hour. I like this one because it's very lightweight and it keeps your skin moisturized the whole day. And you guys, I've already added my sunscreen. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed my first video. You guys, I was so excited and but anyways, I'm going to be using my professional primer by Benefit, and I'm just going to take a small amount and place that in the center of my face. Right. So today I think I'm going to color correct. I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to be using this shade right here from the Slays for Days palette from Switch Beauty. It's called Untombi, and I'm going to be using my MAC brush. I don't know the number anymore because it's rubbed off. I've done my eyebrows, and now I'm going to prime my lids, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer number 45. I actually have grown to like this concealer a lot. Like, it's really nice, but I don't use it for my under eye. Absolutely not. And you guys, I got contact lenses, so I'm just ecstatic. And I'm actually using a flat brush today. I don't know why. And I'm just packing that in to the skin. And as you can see, I'm not really going up completely upwards towards my brows because I want them to still look natural. And if I go upwards with my concealer, then they'll start to look too cleaned up. I think the first shade, my transition color, I'll use Sophie, this color right here. I don't know why. Whoa, Sophia. I just want to start off light and then build it up darker, and I'm using what is this, a flat fluffy brush, just to pack on the color onto my lid and my crease. So I'm just packing that on. Now I'm actually going to blend this out with the same brush and going in circular motion, and this time we are taking it up to the brow, but only by the brow bone, and then little bit forward over here, just so that the eye is just one. Now I'm going to go a bit darker, and I'm using this color called Lerato. Lerato, and I'm just packing that on my crease and my lid. I'm mainly focusing it on my crease, and I'm just packing that on. It's like an orange, a burnt orange, yes. A burnt orange color. And now that it's packed on, I'm just going to blend. So now, using the same brush to reuse, I'm going to go into Ntombi and Tani. So I'm going to mix the two because they're slightly, what am I saying? They are sort of warm. So we want this to be warm. We don't want it to be too cool. And we're just going to pack that on the sides. And we're actually stopping at the crease, and we're not going up further than that because we want to sort of focus the color over here, and then we're still going to blend it out so the color will move. So the nicer thing about using a smaller flat brush is that you can pack on the color in your inner V nicely, instead of using a round brush. And I'm gonna go back in to this brush, and we're just going to blend out the edges. If you're finding it particularly hard to blend out the edges, then you can just go back into the color we used, and that will help you blend out. As in, which color? Uzola, yeah, the color before we got into our dark browns. So that will actually help with blending out the edges and making it look more seamless. Now I'm actually going to go back into Sophia. That was the first color we laid down, and I'm going in with a fluffy blending brush from Color, which you can get at Discam, and I'm just going around the edges to make it, you know, more softer, like a softer transition into my eyebrows. I don't want it to be too harsh. We're just placing it on the edges and going in circular motion. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this concealer that we used, and I'm placing it on the back of my hand. And I'm just using a small angled brush for this. Actually, where's the other brush that I like to use? I'm lying. I'm going to use a small concealer brush. And now we're going to place it in the center of the eye, where we are going to do our halo. And if you're particularly struggling to do this and don't know where to stop, you can just look up, and where it creases is where you stop. And we are going to be very, very careful and blend the concealer outwards. Right. And then we are going back into the colors we used, and actually I'm just going back into the small flat brush that I used, and we're just blending out the edges. Right. If you want to, you can go back into those two dark colors we used and just place them here. I wanted to use black, but I'm not so sure. Should I use black? Should I? Let me take a little bit of black from the palette. The color is called Bella. The slightest bit, and we're just going to blend it in. And I'm using a very, very soft hand to blend this in. It's like I'm barely touching my lid. Feels like I'm barely touching my lid. Just, you know, sort of add more dimension, make it look more smoky. I actually added a little bit more black, so now I'm just gonna go over it with the darkest brown that we used, just, you know, to sort of soften that black. So when I added the black, I just added more. That's all I did. I added more where I originally placed it. So I think I want to go for a dark sort of goldeny look. So I think I'm going to place Alexa in the center. Then I'm going to place Chloe on top of that. And I'm just going to place Alexa using my finger. And whoa, it's really nice. So now I'm actually going to go in with my ring finger. And I'm picking up Chloe. Let me actually spray my finger. Just going to spray my finger just to make the color more intense. Yes. So now we're just going to blend out our edges. As per the last video, I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation and my Maybelline, I think it's actually pronounced cacao, I'm not sure, Cocoa, and mixing it up. I don't like mixing with my finger, so I just use a brush to mix it up. Right, I made it slightly darker than I usually do, and I actually want to blend using a sponge today, just for fun. I never blend with a sponge, so today I'm doing it for fun, to see. I want to see something, yabo. So now I'm going to take some and just push it in to my skin. I don't know, man. I feel like this is gonna take forever. I actually got the sponge at Discam. When you're buying your sponges, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, please check that your sponge is super soft. You need a super soft sponge, because then you'll blend better. If it's too dense, then it will be hard to blend out your products. So just make sure that you're buying the softest sponge you can find. As you can see, I'm just pushing the product into my skin with the sponge. I'm not really focusing it under my eye because we're still going to add more product there and we don't want it to look cakey. I'm going to use, actually today I'm just going to use Fawn, the LA GoPro HD concealer in the shade Fawn, and I'm placing it under my eye. we're actually going to go for a more brighter under eye today. Only under eye, not the rest of our face. And I don't know why I'm going in with such a heavy hand with this concealer today, out of all days. So yeah, I'm actually squeezing my sponge so that it can actually fit underneath my eye. And I need a mirror that's gonna be closer. This is a bit hard. My mirror is too far. So as you can see, the concealer we added was mainly to just conceal our under eye and our chin. It didn't really add that highlight that we want, that like is popping. This is like a sort of natural under eye, and today we want an under eye that's going to pop. So I'm going to be using my Grwm in the shade, in the color LO, and I'm going to scrape the tiniest bit out, the tiniest bit, you guys, not too much. And I'm taking a flat brush and I'm just placing that in my under eye, like so. A little bit surely goes a long way when it comes to concealer, especially with the Grwm concealers. Can you see how bright that is? And I'm actually living. So I'm going to blend it out a little bit using this brush, and I'm actually tapping it into the skin. I'm not dragging it because we don't want to drag the concealer that is already underneath our eye. So I'm just patting it in with this brush. Let me use a closer mirror actually. And then let me go back in with our sponge. And just blend everything into each other. Before we go in with our translucent powder, I need to make sure that everything is blended and beautiful. To set my under eye, I'm using my Yardley Absolute Translucent Powder and taking some into the cap. So to contour, using my NYX palette, I think I'm going to go in with this one more, and then towards the end I'll just add a little bit of the darker shade on my cheeks. So we're just doing circular motion. Actually no, let me use the darker one. Let me mix, since my eye is dark. I'm not contouring my nose to make my nose look smaller. I'm just contouring it so that there's dimension on my face, basically, so it doesn't look like something's missing. Then we're going to use the powder that's left off in our lid Ooh. And our lid, and we're just going to chisel our cheekbones. So we're just adding more structure and making the contour look more, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take uzola on a small flat brush, and now I'm just gonna place it here. I'm trying to be careful to not get any on my lenses. And then with a smaller flat brush, we're gonna go into Utandi, which was the darkest brown in the palette, and we're just going to focus that on the bottom lash line. Now I'm just gonna line my waterline using my Creative Glamour gel liner in the shade number 1. So I'm going in with my Grwm palette from Sweet Beauty as usual, and I'm going into Diamond Walk and placing her in my inner corner. Should I go for a golden highlight? Okay, actually I'm gonna go in with Lit F over Diamond Walk because our eyes are golden, so I think it would look really nice together. We are glowing for the gods. So I'm actually going to go into the color Lerato, and we're going to use her as blush. Since we've already added our highlight, we're just gonna pack her in. So we're just tapping her into the skin and bringing her upwards like so. Just slightly. Never go overboard if you're using your eyeshadow as your blush or your contour. Just go in with a light hand because it is pigmented, so don't be shook when you have orange la. It's all you, fam. So just be careful, don't use too much. For lips, I'm using my LA Girl lip liner, the ultimate budget queen saver, unless you buy those ones from China Mall or whatever. These ones are good if you're looking for a good drugstore. This is the finished look. So as you can see, I've added these earrings that I bought at Lovisa, I think 5 for 100 rand, and this necklace that I also got at Lovisa. I think it was also on special, but that's besides the point. So this is the look, as you can see, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And actually, let me just show you guys my outfit. Guys, see you guys in my next video. Bye.